Well, very good evening, everyone, and welcome to 2024 and another year, quite frankly, of Studio Rats Q&A Live. Tonight is number 182. My name's James Ivy.
I'm Paul Drew.
And you are very welcome to, say, another installment in the saga that is.
I think you're making this out to be bigger than it is.
Well, you know, you got to start somewhere.
Yeah, you definitely have.
You are all very welcome. We both really hope you had a great festive season and weren't struck down by the lurgy that me and my family were.
Did you have COVID? Did you have a bit of COVID?
No, didn't have COVID.
Right.
Because we tested all four of us and no covidity. But Jake, I mean, so you know what my son's like. He's not exactly he doesn't sit still. He was in bed for 3 days.
Wow.
Yeah, it was very strange. Lucy got it. We've both still got the cough. Jen and I have still got the cough. Yeah, it was great. But it didn't really affect, you know, the celebrations and stuff, and it was great to see everyone and stuff. We did have, not to put a downer on it, but we did lose my great nan over Christmas, but she was 90, so not a bad innings. And
your great nan?
Yes.
Not your nan.
Sorry,
your
the kid's great nan.
Oh, she lost your nan. Oh, that's sad, mate.
Yes.
You've got a nan still. My grandparents passed away years ago. Wow.
Yeah, she was 90 about 3 weeks ago.
Wow.
But you know, you can't. You know, she had a good innings, not a bad run. So, are you still playing with toys?
Sorry, I'm just trying to get the colours right. And
you look lovely.
I could fiddle around with this all day long.
You look lovely. But other than that, you know, it was great. It was nice to see everyone. Nice to have a good festive season and stuff. How about yourself?
Yeah, it was nice. I need to relax on the old Jolly Juice for a little bit, I think. Well, till tomorrow night.
What's tomorrow night?
Thursday. It's a new Friday, isn't it? So yeah. I need to. Well, I'm in sort of training for NAMM, so I'm just.
There is definitely that element of need to warm up a little bit, don't we?
Yeah. So no, that's fine. I'm all warmed up for NAMM, but I'm just going to relax a little bit until NAMM.
I'm really looking forward to it. I'm really looking forward to this NAMM. I think it's going to be a good one.
Well, I
think it's a make or break NAMM.
Without a doubt. So you're far more positive about this than I am, which in life you are. But,
yeah.
I think, you think you're quite positive that it's going to be like a big hit, and I'm not sure it's going to be a big hit, but we'll see.
No, I think it's going to be a good one. Okay. We are, for those of you who, because Paul didn't come in April for whatever reason, I don't remember now. We are going to try and do our live show from the NAMM show floor every evening at the end of the show, which will be very exciting. Oh. Yeah, we'll do one every night. It'll be fun.
And I love the way you've discussed this with me.
I did discuss it with you.
When?
Months ago.
Mate, you need to be doing this every single day. For me to remember stuff, you need to be...
Well, we'll do some live stuff from the show floor. We'll do loads of footage and filming and stuff. It'll be great fun.
Oh yeah, no, definitely. We're definitely going to be doing. I'm going to be doing video, at least one video a day.
Oh yeah, there'll be lots more than that. There'll be live stuff going out as well, which will be great.
Yeah.
Loads of people we've already got meetings booked with to people to see and stuff. It's very, very exciting. Lots of cool stuff coming. Lots of new people we want to work with, and more exciting is they want to work with us, which is always quite scary.
Crazy.
But yeah, it should be a good one. So between now and the 22nd, when we fly, I appreciate we're a little ahead of the game. But if there's anything you think, you know, anyone you want us to see, anything you want to check out or anything like that, do please let us know. Stop playing with your new toys. Jeez.
No, I'm not playing with new toys. You just said the 22nd.
I'm sure we fly on the 22nd.
This is great.
So it's 22nd or 23rd?
23rd, mate, I think.
23rd, is it? Okay, well, yeah.
I think it's 23rd, yeah.
Well, whenever it is, it's a Tuesday.
You make me panic. You make me panic. Don't do that.
It's Tuesday. If there's anything you think we should see, or if you hear rumours of anything cool, please do let us know, because we can't have our eyes and ears absolutely everywhere. Reach out to us during the show if you see things. Go, oh, check that out, because that'll be cool. We need that sort of help.
Absolutely.
Let's dive into the meet and greets. I get the feeling there's been quite a few Happy New Years going on this week, to which we are positively enlightened.
Do you want to? It will say Happy New Year to everybody, but it might just be worth skipping because there's going to be lots and lots and lots.
We'll do the Happy New Year's a little bit, and then, but we appreciate it. Thank you for all your love and support, and we'll be. You can't get rid of us. You've stuck with us now.
Absolutely. Happy New Year to everybody.
Yeah.
Tony says, Happy New Year, rat leaders and rat minions. Getting my comment in earlier, so I'm likely to be dragged away kicking and screaming. And no, it's not because I'm on Epstein's flight log.
Harsh. Happy New Year to Al.
Hello, Al. Pet says, Tony Davies, forget amps and guitars. Let's flesh this out more.
Okay, let's do that.
Ilmarus says, good evening, gents, and to you, mate. Nabs says, Happy New Year, rats. Hope you enjoyed your holiday and your bag is full of goodies. Wish you a great and successful 2024, Charles.
Thank you very much indeed.
Jeff says, good morning, all. It's fairly sad and miserable in Brisbane. Oh, mate, I feel for you. I haven't bought any new gear at all this year. I hope everyone's well. And to you.
I'd love to say I haven't bought any new gear yet this year, but I kind of have.
It's all kicking off on the gear front. Isn't it? Just straight in there, isn't it?
Yep, it's good. We like it.
Funky Bass says, Happy New Gear, everyone. I see, that's good.
I like that.
Funky. Lee says, best wishes to all for 2024. Yeah, Lee. Lee's made a purchase, but I don't know whether we should be mentioning it or we should just save it for video, because I think it might be a good video.
I think it might be because, well, for the reasons you've told me, I think it'd be a good video.
Yes.
I must apologise for my backdrop at the moment. It's because the kitchen's gone in the storage and kitchen space, and because there hasn't been a recycling collection over Christmas, I've got more cardboard boxes piled up, even flattened out. It's like this high from the flat pack. So once that goes tonight, I can move everything back over and tidy up. Anywho,
nice. Zipeps, he says, Happy New Year, and to you, mate. Johnny Love, Happy New Year, everyone. I never heard this Happy New Year. Everyone says
I like
Shep
it.
Says, Happy New Year, one and all, and to you, Shep. Daniel says, Happy New Year from cold and cloudy North Carolina. I think everywhere's cold and cloudy at the moment. Love the Harley Benton jet comparison video with Lee. Yeah, Lee's. Everybody loves a Lee video. I think Lee should just do videos instead of me. I think people would much prefer it.
Oh, sorry. Was I supposed to jump in there?
No, not at all.
I've just received word I can now leave my street.
What?
A tree blew down yesterday.
Okay.
And it blocked. Obviously we're on a green, and you can't get out of where I live unless you can get at the one road, and the one road was blocked, which was quite eventful because I haven't wanted to go anywhere today. But yeah, apparently you can now get out of the street, which is good.
Safey, hello mate. He says, evening and a happy 2024, and to you, Safey. Dave Orr says, Happy New Year. I'm looking forward to being among you again and to a new 2024 year of the rats. Oh, that'd be nice. What is the Chinese rat?
I don't know. I don't think it's rat, because rat was a couple of 3 years ago, I think.
Yeah, it was, wasn't it? It was.
Wouldn't that be hilarious, though? The year of the rat.
Steve says, good evening, everyone. Evening, Steve. Oh, hold on. Go back to Steve. I want to check out his junior there he's got. That's nice.
Oh, yeah.
I like that a lot.
Nice.
I'd like a junior. Chris says, evening, guys. Evening, Chris. Dan T, Happy New Year. Happy New Year, Dan T. Phil says, thanks for everything in 2023 and Happy New Year for 2024. And to you, Phil. Nice to see you all, said Ned. Julie Love, my very old COVID test was negative, but haven't been very tired like the last time I had it. So I think I had it, otherwise feel fine. Well, good to know you're feeling fine. It's nasty. There's lots of crap out there.
Yeah, is your son back to school tomorrow?
No, he was back today.
All right, okay. Mine go back tomorrow. They've been, right. I know they've been poorly because they're still sleeping for 12 hours.
Wow, that's nice.
I know, it's amazing. Yeah. we've been getting lions like it's going out of fashion over Christmas. It's been beautiful.
Awesome. Electric Owl says, Happy New Year and greetings all from South Wales, New York, USA, Chaz. All right, Chaz. Mr. Barr is in the house. He says, cheers, fellas. Elmaras, good evening, gents. Happy holidays. What are these auctions I keep hearing about? And do they ship internationally?
They do ship internationally. The company is called Gardiner Holgate. If you Google them, you will find them.
It's Gardenier, isn't it? Gardenier. How do you spell it? It's Gardenier, isn't it?
Gardenier like Holgate. If you put Gardiner, it will find them. Yeah. And they do guitar, amp, gear, music instruments, gear auctions every quarter. And thus far, I would say, touching wood, I've done all right. I think I'm up.
I'm not sure it's worth.
I think international shipping would be an interesting extra.
Definitely worth a check. Check though, isn't it?
I mean, and it's one of those. It's a classic case of if you want that thing and they've got that thing and it's a price you're willing to pay, it's worth it.
Yeah.
If it's one of those kind of you think you're going to get a bargain, there are bargains to be had, but you do have to be selective, I think.
Yes.
I've done well out of most of the things I've bought, and I've never lost money on an auction item. And some things I've done really well on. But hey, it's worth checking out.
Mr. McQuillan, thank you, sir. Look at that.
It's almost
super doubler.
It's almost like I got them there.
Oh, look at that! He's got them in the hand. Go and check out Dave's Plectrum. It's called the Highland Plectrum Company. They sell on Reverb, and they are fantastic picks. Go and check them out. Well worth a fund, I would say. Dave says, "Happy New Year, fellow rodents. New Year, New Gear Day. Got my first ever interface. A set of studio monitors and a copy of Tonex Max. It's perfect for noodling. Wish I'd done it years ago. A nice one. Enjoy,
good.
Enjoy.
Yep. And welcome to the world of Tonex patches.
Absolutely.
Right, let's go there. Boom.
Vinny says, "Hey guys, Happy New Year," and to you, Vinny.
He also says,
"You guys name you will, mate. You will. You give us a shout when you're there, and we'll definitely get together.
We'll probably do a kind of joint meet and greet meetup type thing with Matt Boudreau from Working Class Audio and Lidge from Recording Studio Rockstars, and it'll probably be the Sunday night because that's when the bars are quietest."
Why are the bars quiet on Sunday night?
Because everyone's packing up.
Oh, yeah.
So, and lots of people don't stay until the Sunday. They'll go Sunday afternoon.
Yeah.
And there's a couple of bars that the three of us know that are well off the beaten track, half the price of the Marriott or the Hilton.
Yeah.
But, a 5-minute further walk. So,
I do like the Marriott and Hilton, though. It's nice.
I do, but it's an absolute bun fight to try and get an overpriced gin and tonic.
Oh, but that's where everyone goes. It's worth. Anyway, we'll talk about it.
There'll be parties. There'll be opportunities. Boom. Right.
Johnny says, "Commiserations, James." What for?
My nan, probably.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Yes, and so may she rest in peace, James.
I can't. While it's upsetting, I can't be down because she was 90. Not a bad innings.
Not bad at all. Shahar says, "Have either of you had full-time jobs in the past, 9 to 5?
Oh God, yes.
Mine, I reckon, my last job was when I was about early 20s. I was a bailiff.
Oh, God, yeah, I remember you saying.
Yeah, that was it. I think. I don't think I've had
the closest thing I had to a 9 to 5 was Sibelius.
Right. Yes, I guess that was a proper 9 to 5, wasn't
proper job. Yeah, but you know, it was an office job. It was 9 to 5. It was actually 10 till 6, but that's another story. But it was great. I loved it. Here we go.
Rumi, thank you. He said, Rats, cheers. Opinions on UAD amp plugins. I'm thinking plugins could round out my studio, and I do not want more hardware. Advice.
They are very dependent on how you input your guitar signal into them. If you're using a UA interface, which has a really nice high Z input, they are good. If you are using a converted line level input, it depends very much on the converter you're using. And some of them are better than others, in all honesty.
Can I give my opinion?
Please do.
I don't like them. I've got to be honest. I love Universal Audio. They make some of the best plugins in the world. They actually make the best plugins in the world. I don't like the amps.
A lot of the amps aren't made by them, it's fair to say. So things like the GAV, which is one of their ones I really do like because it's very similar to the real thing, is not made by them. It's badged up as them, but I think it's actually a Brainworks plugin, as are some of the
Softtube, isn't it?
Softtube. But there are some Brainworks ones because it's Brainworks.
Yeah, actually, I think you're right. I think it is Brainworks.
Yeah, Brainworks did all the Engel stuff as well for them, which are really good. But I can see
the high gain stuff. The high gain stuff, absolutely. But that's the stuff that I'm not saying it's easy to do. That's the stuff that's easier to make sound good.
The Buxom Betty is very good.
It's all right. It's my favorite out of the bunch.
Yeah,
it's my favorite out of the bunch.
I'm not a fan of the Fender Deluxe because I could never get it to sound like a Fender Deluxe sounds.
Fender Deluxe, you mean the Tweed?
The Tweed, yes.
Oh, actually, it was a Tweed. It might be.
I thought it was a Tweed Deluxe. Whatever it was. The Fender,
yeah,
is not good in my opinion.
I don't like it. It's fun, isn't it? I think they make such great plugins. The guitar stuff just doesn't work. Anyway.
Anywho.
Electric Works. We're going to NAMM also. Oh, nice one.
Awesome.
What are you doing there? Let us know what you're doing there.
Yep. And let us know when you're coming and going and stuff, because we're going to have nights where we're off and stuff. So, yeah.
Yep. David says, Happy New Year all. Any resolutions, guitar and gear wise? To sell off a load of stuff. So this is my, I'm thinking of having I'm thinking about putting a page on the website to sell off stuff I'm not using. Sell off stuff that we're not using, I should say. So if you think that's a good idea, let me know. And if there's anything you want that's on there, just give us a shout and stuff. Or anything that's
I think it might also be something that once we've tested it for us, that it might be something that we can open up to the community for them selling stuff, not necessarily handling the transactions or anything like that, because you can quite frankly do that yourselves. But as like a notice board for gear sales might be a cool thing.
A notice board, yeah, I like that. I like that a lot.
But yeah, I think my only I got two resolutions is waste less time. And I do mean that by disappearing down YouTube black holes.
Yeah, me too.
And also buy less, buy better.
Buy less, buy better. Nice.
So yeah, if a deal comes up at an auction, of course I'm going to snap it up because I might think, that's on my list. But I'm not just going to be randomly going, oh, I love that one, I love that one, I love that one. Buy less, buy better.
Nice.
So when we're in the States, remind me of that, please. Because we'll probably end up at Guitar Center, and we'll probably end up at Sam Ash, and we'll probably end up at...
Oh, not Guitar Center.
No, but only
That's-
the one in Hollywood. The one in Hollywood, the good one.
Oh, good. Yeah, what's the one we always go to? That's rubbish.
Anaheim. It's terrible. It's worse than the dregs of DV as was.
It's just that it's really uninspiring shop. Maybe every time I've just been in there, there's just nothing in there.
No, just piles of boxes. Piles of boxes.
Yeah, boxes. But
saying that, I have bought some really good stuff in there. My Fender Telly, my white Telly came from there, and my Fender Jazz Bass came from there.
Nice. Yeah, if anyone's got any recommendations of good guitar shops to go and visit, Norm's I'd like to go and visit. I don't know how far that is from.
It might be a Monday job before we fly home.
Okay.
Depending on what time they start and stuff. But yeah.
Right. Nice. Jeff says something that's beckoning me is the Boss OD200 hybrid drive. Have you tried one? Can you think of something better for such a wide variety of dirt in the MIDI pedal? No, I haven't tried. I don't think I've tried one. No, I'm sure I haven't. No, absolutely. Yes, I can think of something that you can try. That's probably worthwhile looking at. It is the NAMM Ridge.
I always want to go bum 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 ba-dum, bum ba-dum, when I see that.
Yeah, so that's definitely worth checking out because you've basically got every single overdrive pedal in it. As far as I know, it's analog, digitally controlled, but analog.
Is it MIDI? Is it MIDI?
Yes, MIDI. Yeah.
Oh wow,
127 presets.
Wow.
So via MIDI.
Yeah.
So I would check one of them out. They also do the fuzz version, which I've got a video coming out tomorrow, which is that one. But the star of the show for me is the overdrive. The Ridge is fantastic.
Awesome.
Really, really good. Yeah, really versatile.
Cool.
Definitely going on my board. Anything else? No, I mean, I would check both of those out. Probably not far off each other on the price as well, I would have thought. Mr. Williams, is Clapton God?
I would say he's a god.
He's yeah, I love Clapton. I've met him
up there, isn't he? He's definitely up there.
He's a nice gentleman, or he was when I've met him both times, and he basically started off a whole thing, didn't he? So it's started off a whole thing, made it popular, I would say. And you listen back to Clapton stuff, and it's still brilliant. You listen back to a lot of players from that era, and you go, "Oh, that's a bit rough, isn't it?" But Clapton, you always go, "That's pretty good, isn't it?"
The thing about Clapton is he made quite simple stuff very accessible, and then he'd let rip with a solo, and you just go, "It's melodic, beautiful, genius." Yeah. But things like White Room and Badge and stuff are not difficult progressions, but he made them really musical.
But he's one of those players as well that it's when he plays something, it sounds like Clapton.
Yeah. He's in that group of players who from like a couple of notes. You go, Eric Clapton.
Yeah, well, definitely inspired. He's inspired so many guitar players as well.
Yeah.
Oh yes. Thomas, Happy New Year, guys, and to you, Thomas. Keith says, "Cheers, Happy New Year, and to you, Keith. Hope you're well." Al says, "Gutted, I can't make NAMM this year. FYI, PJD guitars are there this year. Might be worth a gander." Yes.
Nice.
Well, yeah, I would definitely go and check out PJD. Actually, David Ashcroft said, "Who's your favorite female guitar player?" Well, that's a good one. I tell you, who's I think is absolutely brilliant is Sophie Burrell on YouTube. She is just such a great player.
Jennifer Batten's got to be up there.
I'm not a massive fan of Jennifer Batten.
Nita Strauss.
great. I just don't think. Come on, there must be some.
I think Jennifer Batten's up there because she was the first female guitar player rock god, wasn't she? Yeah. I mean, Orianthe is mind blowing.
Right.
Orianthe is Jennifer Batten 30 years later.
Oh, completely different style.
No, but I mean, taking on the Jackson mantle and being the Jackson. I mean, let's face it.
Did she play for Michael Jackson? I didn't know that.
She was going to be on the This Is It tour.
Oh, I didn't know that at all.
And it all went. Obviously, I mean, he died. Yeah. So there was a few people that from that tour they were going to become names because they played for Jackson on that tour, and all of a sudden you go, oh, maybe they're not. I can listen to someone like Orianthe because she can do so many different styles.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of.
I don't know many female YouTubers guitar players. I'm sure there are.
Sophie Burrow is the best of that lot. She's really good. Really good player.
I'm not a fan of. Oh, who's the?
No. Let's not talk about who we're not fans of.
Okay.
It will end up. It just in case it gets back to someone.
No, it's only going to be. It's only because it's not because I don't like her guitar. Right. Her custom guitar. I just didn't. I watched the St. Vincent masterclass.
Yeah. And
didn't get it. But I think that's because I don't get the music. It's not that she's not a good guitar player. It's I didn't get the music.
Sure. That's a fair point. I'm sure we're gonna stop the live stream and go, oh, there's and there's.
Yeah, of course there is. So if you think of any, please do let us know in the comments because we've probably forgotten loads.
Jim says, do you guys think we'll see any game-changing gear at this Winter NAMM? Well, I'm surprised that Kemper released so early with the player.
Yeah, because they've been 10 years from their last release, haven't they? Their last technology release.
Well, the floor
still same tech, though, isn't it? Same thing.
It's same tech, yeah. Well, it's still the same tech, but it's
they're the only. They're there's an irony here. They're the only booth that I've ever seen get shut down and have the power pulled on them at NAMM. And when you think what the whole point of a Kemper is for silent stage, there's an irony there.
Amazing.
The noise police struck with mighty force.
They do that. Lee says, with Boss releasing the IR2, which we love, which offers an alternative to the IR200, do we think there'll be a compact version of the OD200? That's a good question. If there is, I haven't heard of it. So I don't think I know of any future Boss releases at the moment. So Boss, I don't think Boss are at NAMM, or maybe Boss International isn't at NAMM. I think the American guys are going to be there.
Right. Yeah.
But, I don't think there's going to be any releases from Boss at NAMM. But that's good. There would be a good pedal, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Rafa says, "Hey guys, I've got a baritone. Any chance you're opening the room for guests?"
Do you know what? Let's do it. I'm going to copy and I'm going to paste the link in. Please, you only need to use the link if you want to join us. If I see you appear, I will put you in the show. So,
well,
to a certain extent, only if you're fully clad, shall we say?
We haven't had any of that, though.
We haven't. It's very upsetting. Not a streaker in sight. Yeah, Rafa, come and join us. That'll be good fun. I really fancy a baritone. I don't know why.
Yeah, I'm doing a track at the moment. For this new pedal release, and I've gone. Oh, I need a baritone.
Right. Well, he's there, so let's add him in. Now, welcoming to the show.
Let's have a look at it.
Here we go. Rafa, Happy New Year, sir.
Hello, thank you very much. Happy New Year
Hello,
for
mate.
you as well.
What have you got? What have you got? What have you got?
So
that's a baritone. It looks normal. It looks normal length.
No, it looks the same. It's the same size as a normal guitar in terms of head to toe sort of thing. At least it looks sort of the same in my rack. It's an East Coast, so it's the Andertons Harley Benton.
Oh,
and it was £99.
99 quid. Damn, that's great, isn't it? So,
but for a guitar, that's probably.
Why is it a baritone?
Because it's 27.5 scale length, and it comes with 14s.
It's what is it? It's a what's the scale?
27.5 scale length, and it comes with 14s.
27. Okay, it's a little bit longer.
Yeah, which is sort of normal. It's tuned to B standard, so it's B, E, A, D, F sharp to have the normal fingerings as a normal guitar instead of being like a 6-string bass. And B again. So it's great to learn the circle of fifths goes. B, E, A, D, C, no, yes, C, F, F sharp.
That's messing with my head. He's playing chords and calling them different things.
Love it. That's great. It's funny, isn't it? Because something like a baritone or something like a Nashville tuned guitar, where it's not going to be your first call instrument, it's not going to come out on every single session. It doesn't have to be as quote unquote good a guitar as the others. It just has to do that, make that sound for that particular track. So actually, while a Harley Benton, a Jet, as we've proven in recent videos, an East Coast is probably a perfectly serviceable instrument for that role.
Yeah.
What's it like quality-wise? You're happy with it? And
yeah, so I've already changed it. I've only had it since Saturday and already put a different pickup and things. But the tuners are solid. They work really well. It's a bit neck divey. It tends to jump because the body's a bit light. But it's nice quality. It's a double bound instrument.
All right, look at that.
2 humbuckers. At the moment, only has one. This is fake. It doesn't have anything on it.
Why did you do that? What's your reasoning for that?
It wasn't on purpose, but the route between the pickup and the controls down here, it only has a hole. This pickguard is not covering any routing. It's blue underneath. It's really tight, and I think they had difficulties at the factory because had one of those wrapping heat papers around the wires. And as I pulled the neck pickup to come out after desoldering the back, it ripped in the middle of the cable. And I couldn't put any wires through to the control cavity, so I had to be creative. And I had this iron gear rolling mill, so I put it on the bridge, and then I wired the main wire to one of the sides of the switch, and to the other, the 2 wires that splits it. So down is split, and up is full humbucker.
Nice job, mate. Nice job. Do you know what? I took my pickup swaps. I was going to change the pickups in my Nick Huber guitar, and I got some pickups from Cream Tea to swap out. And I opened it up and just went, nah, do you know what? I'm not even going to attempt that. Too many wires. It's too. I'm just like, nah, I'm taking it to someone. So Friday, I'm going to get some pickups changed. I just can't do it by myself. I'm a little boy.
Oh, bless you. At this point, we should also introduce to the show Paul Bradshaw. Welcome, sir.
Hello, Bradshaw. All right, mate.
Good. Yourselves?
Yes, good. Thanks, mate. What you got there? That looks nice.
This is it's a Kaufman.
Ooh,
they're very good. I've played a couple at Sound Effects.
Yeah, I was at Guitar Summit last year in Mannheim.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys have been, but I really recommend going there. It's not too far away, and it's purely sort of guitar. There's
I
some
am
basses as well, and you feel
already
bad,
booked to go next year.
It's
or
really
this year
worth it. So definitely recommend it. And while I was walking around, there was a few sort of Tellys and things that I wanted to check out. I think there was McMull and some others, some really nice Tellys, but this just knocked it out of the park. It's made of Paulonia wood.
Oh, so it's light.
Yeah, this is
Nice
like
and light.
2.6 kilos.
Oh, wow.
So this is extremely light. And,
What about the neck though? Does the neck dive because it's so light?
No, it doesn't. It's perfectly weighted, I guess, is the best way of putting it. And most of the stuff is made in house. They've got their own pickups. They're super low output, but it works extremely well through different amps that I use. I tend to play Vox amps, sort of EL84s, and otherwise kind of fractal gear.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Yes, am I influencing a gear choice for you this year?
That looks awesome. Is it ebony fingerboard? It looks really dark, or is it just the camera?
I'll put the specs. I'll double check that actually. But it's a one-off. It's a custom neck that they do. It's like a 10-inch radius neck, and they usually do like 9.5. So I'll double check. No, it's roasted maple and then a rosewood fingerboard.
It is rosewood. Oh, it's just the camera because it looks really dark here. That looks awesome. And because I know nothing about them, and I don't mean to ask personal questions, but are they? Is it expensive guitar?
This costs 2,122 euros. I'll be very precise.
Nice one. So it's a lot cheaper than a Fender custom shop, probably for the same sort of quality, if not better.
Yeah, I mean, when I was in Camden last year, I really wanted to try out like a sort of boat neck Telly. I don't know if that's been on your bucket list at some point. But just like basically a Telly with a really fat neck.
Oh yeah.
It's one of those things where it's like, that does influence the tone, I think, to some extent.
Yeah.
And I tried I think it must have been like a 10K pounds custom shop Fender, which was just amazing. 10K, like 10,000. Like it was.
Oh, I see. 10,000.
Yeah.
And I thought you meant in weight. It was a 10.
Oh no.
Not LPS. No.
I mean, I'm all for weightlifting and stuff, but there's a certain point where you just have to draw the line.
Yeah. Now that looks awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I would if you get the chance. They're super nice. They got their own store. A lot of the stuff tends to sell out, but they make Strats as well. There's like SGs and Les Paul stuff. I'll put a link in the chat.
Well, I see Raph has just pulled up the sound effects. Who've got
I think they are the only guys here in the UK that sell. I tried the Les Paul that they had that had been distressed. They also had the JM shop body, which isn't like this. It's more like a Novo. Paul, do you know which one I'm talking about? And now they have these ones in stock. They do come and go. They don't stay for long, but they're really quality stuff. It's the finish on the neck as well. It's quite unique. It's like seeped into the wood, at least the one that I had tried. And it's it's expensive, but it's not.
Yeah, it's not crazy. I mean, it's a lot of money, but it's not crazy money, is it?
Yeah.
No, I like the look of them.
I feel like I should ask commission.
Affiliate link somewhere for something.
Yeah.
I mean, you can ask.
Well, if just the story behind this, because I wanted to buy this when I was there, and I played it for about half an hour, and he was just like, "I'm really sorry, but it's already been sold." And it's stuck in the back of my head. It was one of those things where you're like, "Oh, the one that got away."
Mm-hmm.
And I kept in touch with them. They're like, "Yeah, well, we can build you another one." And I was a bit sort of on the fence because every guitar is always different, even if the specs are the same. It's not going to be the same, but it would, and things like that. And after just staying in touch, I think after a week or so, the guy that wanted to buy it was a friend, I think, of the owner, and either the owner of the shop convinced him, "Hey, there's this dude from Luxembourg who really wants to buy the guitar. Would you look for something else?" And at the end, he basically decided that he didn't like the color, so he decided to go for one of those. I think one of those blonde, the classic kind of blonde.
Yeah. No, that looks awesome, mate. Nice job.
Very nice.
Cool. Yeah, I mean, if we live closer, we'd gladly lend you this to check out. It's for me, it's the best Telecaster I've tried and played, and the weight alone makes such a big difference. It's just super nice to hold.
Yeah. Whereabouts are you?
I'm in Luxembourg, but I
right.
am English. I have a very English name. I was just born here.
Why did you go over to Luxembourg? What was the?
Well, after the economic crisis in the 70s, my parents moved over to the mainland, and yeah, my parents met and they got a job in Luxembourg in the 70s, and then I was born in the 80s, so I'm like 42. And been here ever since. But yeah,
younger than me. It's like, what's going on here?
I can't grow a beard. That's the only negative. But I went to music school in the UK, the ACM at Guildford.
Yep.
Yeah, so did I, mate. So did I.
Oh, when did you go?
That was you, 8:30, 9.
I went in. I tell you what, probably 24 years ago.
Oh wow!
So I think
okay.
Well, he would have been 18 then.
No, I was 25. I think I think I was 25.
Oh,
no, I wasn't. No. I'm talking rubbish. It was probably more than that. No, I was younger than that. I was definitely younger than that. No. Yeah, 25.
Did you go to that school? Did you?
Yeah. And then I only did like half the thing and half the course, and then I got a job in a signed band, so I left. And
I thought you were going to say Weatherspoons.
Yeah, I got a job in Weatherspoons. That's a good spoonage. That's a good spoonage. You can't beat that one.
Yeah, no, it's right next to the school as well, so it would have been very appropriate. Because I stayed at the YMCA while I was there, because it was just for 1 year, so just that made the most sense. Wow. And the amount of it's a bit of a laugh. Every Friday and Saturday night, the amount of drunk people just singing YMCA. The first week is kind of funny, but after the second or third, you're just like, get me out of here.
Like Guildford on a Friday and Saturday night is messy.
Yeah.
It's because you've got so many squaddies around you.
Squaddies in Guildford?
Yeah. Guildford between the squaddies and the students.
That's Aldershot. That's miles away from Guildford. The squaddies don't come down to Guildford.
Anywho, I nearly went to Guildford, but I didn't get the grades to do the Tonmeister.
Tonmeister, nice. Yeah, that was good. My older sister was a Tonmeister graduate. He was good.
And where are they now, eh?
Yeah.
Do you still have contact with a lot of the people that you went to music school with? Like, what are they doing now?
I don't know anyone actually. Oh no, that's a lie. Mike Crook. So a couple of drummers that I know, a guy called Mike Barnes, who's got a YouTube channel, a really successful YouTube channel, and a guy called Mike Crook who does he does now TV music and film music and stuff. I think they're the only guys that did anything. I don't know. I mean, I could be wrong. There might be someone out there that's. I think the thing about ACM is that it was a sort of a ground for parents to go, oh, go on then, go and have your fun, and then go and get a proper job.
I remember, obviously, not quite those days, but I remember doing some stuff at BIM, doing some stuff with Sibelius, and going to BIM to do like seminars and workshops and stuff around Sibelius and scoring, annotation, all that sort of stuff. And I remember talking to some of the students and just thinking, hang on, this is like 10 years ago for me, because they're all going, right, yeah, so we're doing our recital tonight, and then so we're going to start with Purple Haze, then we're going to do Sweet Child of Mine. And I was just thinking, oh my God, you're every pub band ever, and this is like the breeding ground for them.
Sounds like my dream gig.
It could be a reality soon, mate. Don't worry.
Nice one. Oh, well, cheers for joining us, guys, and showing off your tellies. I do love it. I do love a telly.
Well,
I
I can only strongly recommend them. So
I will do that, mate. If they're at NAMM, I will go and check them out. And I also know someone at was it Music Street, Rafa?
Sound Effects in Ormskirk.
Sound Effects. I know someone at Sound Effects, so maybe
the guys from Cream Tea and
I know Tim. Tim, the owner. So
cool.
Yes, I'll see if I can.
Tell him I sent you, and if you can give me a discount on the Eastman that they have for sale.
Will do, mate. Will do.
One question just before I go.
Yes.
It's gig related, and you might be able to know because you went to school and are more experienced on this than me. Are the booking agents supposed to invoice the venues when you do a gig, or does that fall on the artist's responsibility?
Very much depends
on the agreement.
On the agreement, in my experience. If it's a pub, obviously, there's no real rules.
24/7 or Events UK, or usually they go through.
If it's a well-known agent, usually they will invoice the venue or the client who's booking for the venue, because very rarely does it go band, agent, client. Normally the client, let's call them the venue if you like, they'll have an agent. Their agent then talks to your agent, and your agent, if you're lucky, talks directly to you. Very often there's 4 or 5 agencies in the way, all taking their 15% plus VAT.
Is that the rate? Because that's not what's going on here, but okay.
Okay, 15% plus VAT is the norm. I'm not going to say that's the only thing they'll take, but that's what that's what I'm happy paying when I know it's us, agent, maybe another agent, and then the venue. You then invoice your agent, and you probably won't get paid until they do. They won't get paid until they do. They won't get paid until they do. So always put your terms on your invoice. You'll be lucky to get 30 days. You'll be chasing after 30 days. It's horrible.
It's a smaller ecosystem, but because what happened is I've been asked to book some local artists to a bar that has 2 locations. So I'm contacting the artists and telling them, like, just managing the calendar and saying, on this day, would you be able to go to this place and play? These are the rates, and this is the time, and this is what is expected. So I was just trying to figure out. In this case, I am the booking agent. So should I be then invoicing it for the artist?
No. In that case, what you do is you talk to, if you're dealing directly with the venue and you're dealing directly with the artists, to get you out of trouble and to keep your cash flow lower, because you don't want to see the cash.
You want to be paying VAT for everyone.
Yeah, exactly. The venue pay the artist. You need to make sure your records are up to date and good, so they know that you're going to be invoicing them for the commission. So basically, you're taking a commission.
Gosh, I think sometimes that can be dangerous, because then the venue speaks directly to the artist.
But they don't, because if you're getting the artist other gigs, the artist isn't going to on their own front door. And you have a contract. You have a very basic contract with them. If they want payment and they want more gigs at that venue, that's how it should happen, and that's how I've always worked. And Baggy, who you and I have done gigs for, Paul, that's how his agency works with pubs and clubs and stuff. So I know that's how it works.
Are they promoters? I mean, I work as a promoter in Luxembourg for a 6K cap venue. So doing stuff like Slipknot last year, or Ghost, like quite high level sort of stuff.
Yeah.
And are these sort of promoters for like bars? If that makes sense.
So a Slipknot are doing 6K venues.
Well, it's the biggest venue in Luxembourg.
Doesn't have many more.
Yeah, so
that's fair enough.
It's the biggest venue that we have in Luxembourg, and I mean the ticket prices were like around the €90 mark. I mean, I for confidential reasons, I can't talk money, but I can just say that like it's a heavy ticket price. But if it fits in the routine, and we're also outside of exclusivity kind of clauses, because if you think they played during the summer, so a lot of the major sort of European festivals, they will have exclusivity within their country, if that makes sense. So if it's France, Germany, whatever. But seeing as we're in Luxembourg, it's a separate country, it kind of falls outside of that. And we're only a 6K cap. So it kind of makes sense to, hey, we can add another show onto the routine. The money makes sense. So yeah, why not? Instead of doing like 5 or 6 festival dates and nothing in between.
That, I mean, a venue of that size, there'll probably be 2 promoters, if not more, I would have thought.
I mean, the venue can be rented. I'm an in-house promoter, if that makes sense. So I book concerts for the venue and I work for the venue, if that makes sense. So
whereas you're not acting as an agent for the artists and the venue or the venue, you're acting as a promoter.
So what's the difference? I'm trying to get pre-education here. I don't know if you realize this. I'm
it's isn't it? I mean, what's your understanding of? Because I've done plenty of gigs where I've turned up and there's been a promoter, and the promoter has basically been the bloke standing at the door trying to collect the money. Now, to me, that's not what a promoter should be doing, but that's what they often do.
So, in the age of social media, is the promoter the guy that creates the posters and sends it to places and promotes it marketing-wise, or is it a different meaning?
Yeah, I can suggest an answer. I mean, a promoter is the person on, say, a bar level. He's the one that's going to organize the concert, promote the concert. That's why the name's in there. He's going to do the promotion, as you say, so like do the flyers and things like that, because he's going to take the entrance fee in order to cover his costs or her costs, and also pay the bands and also the costs to do the gig, be it like techs, there might be other things to think about, catering and all that kind of stuff. So that for me is the promoter.
So let's say that the venue says, I want to have gigs every Saturday here, and the budget is £600. It's up to the promoter then to organize how many artists they get in, collect fees, organize catering and marketing and security.
Well, the promoter can say, 600 budget, I will take £150 for me as like my fee. And then with the rest of it, I will cover all the costs to organizing a gig with certain artists.
All right.
And again, and when you say things like security and catering, if you're doing a pub on a Saturday night, you shouldn't the promoter shouldn't be paying for catering or promotion. You might ask the landlord of the pub or the bar to throw in a meal for the band. You shouldn't be paying for that.
We are getting a little bit off topic.
We're getting totally off track. So I didn't mean to throw this in the room.
No, it's all right. It's all right. It's all right. We might need to leave that there because otherwise people are going to start to go, hold on.
So what's this? Serious music conversation, actual musicians working. Unbelievable. Get us back to the gear. What can I buy to sound better?
Can I maybe just...
If anyone wants a, maybe a whole episode on this sort of stuff, then people should ask for that, and then we'll do that. We'll get you guys on. You can
thank you.
Talk about it as much as you want. I think that would be a good thing.
Paul, just close it off. Paul B, not Paul D. Just close it off because I know something you want to say.
Yeah, I just want to leave you guys with a funny story from a show, guitar related. Basically, the show was starting to run late. The headliner, which was a local band, they were on stage. They're doing their sound check. And one of the guitarists, no sound was coming out of his amp. He didn't know what was going on, and it was just taking way too long. So I jumped on stage to try and figure out, what's going on. He's on the left side of the stage. This is important in a bit. You'll see why. So I quickly said, okay, well, plug straight into the amp, because he had a pedal board and, in front of the amp. Plugs into the amp, works, no problem. And then I ask, okay, so it must be your pedal board. What's going on? And so he plugs back into his pedal board, and then I notice, he's plugged in the wrong way around. Plugging in on the right side on the input going out to the left. He plugged in the other way around, and I thought, oh, typical mistake. He one up that, and he said, well, normally I play on the other side of the stage, and I plug in on the right side. And
So,
since I was playing on this
obviously.
side of the stage, I thought I should plug in on this side of the pedal board. I just looked at him and I went, no, and then just left.
You can't plan for stupid, unfortunately. Let's leave that there.
We're not known as the brightest.
I'd share that.
You know, we're not known as the brightest musicians, I guess.
I just loved that it had logic to it, but it was completely like idiotic. But yeah, you know,
awesome.
Felt like showing that.
Amazing.
Gentlemen, thank you for joining us.
Cheers, guys.
Bye bye.
Yeah. Nice guitars, guys.
Happy New Year, everyone.
Take care.
Awesome stuff.
Nice guitars.
I like when we go off on tangents though, because it's interesting.
No, I like it as well. No, I liked it. I'm just aware that people want to get to the news and all that sort of stuff. And we're talking about promotions and that sort of stuff.
Let's get a bit further down this list because the list has grown significantly. Yeah. Let's get in.
Where are we? You're in the right place, yeah?
Yeah, I am. Yeah,
Year of the Dragon, I think. Oh, nice. Year of the Dragon.
Yeah. And
Elmer said, Year of the Dragon, I guess it's time to buy that PRS Dragon.
Yeah, definitely.
Do you know what? I played a couple. I didn't like them.
No?
Scent of a Wheelchair Pillar says, Happy New Year, fellas. I missed you guys over the holidays and you.
Oh, we only had a week off.
It's true.
Yeah.
Dave Harden says, Evening and a Happy New Year. And you, mate. Aaron's in. He says, can't wait for NAMM, not long now. See you there, mate.
Yeah.
Mendo Rocks, happy rocking 2024s.
Shahar's in as well.
Mr. Barr says, are you familiar with Zoota amps? They look very interesting. I saw Michael Nielsen's a bit of it actually. The amp. Yeah, interesting. The rack amps. I don't know much about them at all actually. I've only seen his one. But it did look interesting. Paul also says, bit of nerdy question. What mics are you using in your YouTube video? Shotgun mics or something else? I'm using a Rode. What is that? Something X. I don't know what that is. This thing.
That's a Rode shotgunny thing, isn't it? I can't remember what it's called.
Rode shotgun business, yeah. Oh, here we go. NTG4 Plus.
Another one that just rolls off the tongue. And my voice is normally recorded with this thing, which is a B-Fine, a DPA headset and a Sennheiser pack so I can wander around. And then usually, depending on what I'm putting, the microphones that I'm putting on the thing that I'm recording, often many. So it could be anything. But yeah, that's my voice mic. And we use the generic Sennheiser pack mics when we're in the room together. The little Sennheiser Lavaliers or Lavaliers, depending on where you're from. And they're really good.
Alex says, evening rats, hope everyone is well tonight. And you, Alec. Hope you're well, mate. Remy says, I have an Apollo. Nice.
Yeah, an Apollo is good because the input to the Apollo is very good for guitar. The high impedance input.
Very good. Dan T. Evening, gents. Treat myself to a Boss Katana. Artist Mark II head. Nice. And 2x12 Wazzacab. Nice, mate. I can't install Boss Tone Studio on my 1-year-old laptop. Any tips? There's no reason why you shouldn't be able to do that.
It's a pain, though, isn't it? I seem to remember getting.
It is a pain. Okay. The thing is, what you've got to do, you've got to download the driver and the program. Boss are a little bit 10 years ago when it comes to their software installation.
Driver, you need the driver and the application. It's a 2-part process.
It is. So what I know what's happened. Your driver hasn't installed properly. So just reinstall that driver and just keep doing it until it works. And it will work. If you've got a Mac, you might need to go into your, what do they call it? System preferences and
the system preferences security and allow the app to run. But these days on a recent OS, it will tell you that when it installs.
Oh, really? Okay, that's good to know.
Yeah, it says you need to go and allow this in your Mac security settings. Why it does it without a noise, I don't know. But
Michael says, "Good evening. Any of you tried the Electro-Harmonix Good Vibes Ergo worth 150 euros, including PSU? I've never tried that.
no,
I'd like to.
Do that.
Pete 77. Hi Rats. I'm looking at getting a Boss Blues driver pedal. Nice. Should I pay the extra for the Wazza version, or will the standard give me the rock and blues sound I'm after? Thanks, chaps. What is the difference? I haven't got the Wazza one. I've got. You've got a blues driver, haven't you?
I've got a blues driver. Yeah,
I've got the 50th anniversary one, the shiny.
Yeah, I've just got a generic standard one. Thanks to Greg.
I would, if it was me, I would buy the Wazza version.
Yeah, because it's the later, up to date, all singing, all dancing version, and it's kind of makes sense to do that, doesn't it?
Yes, and with the Wazza versions, it sort of takes it to the next level, and you still got the option of having the original, the original tone as well from the switches.
Yes.
Johnny Love says, my most Carina Flying V from Gardner Holgate saved me over £1,000, even with fees. And they're supposed to be as good as the Gibsons collecting this week. Nice.
Very nice.
I don't know that. I don't know that at all.
And he says,
very high end part that divides a Japanese guitar. By the way, if people don't know, never heard of them. That's interesting.
No.
Thanks, mate. Thanks for filling this in. By the way, I'm having pancakes with strawberry jam. He's a professional.
That'll be my breakfast of champions every day at NAMM.
Absolute professional. Keith says you should check out LA Vintage Gear and Norms. Yes.
LA. I know LA Effects because Tommy Vicari, his brother, runs it. So we might get a tour around there because they've got a studio facility and all sorts of goodies.
Okay, nice.
Something to do on Monday, and Steve will probably hook us up with a million good people.
Funky Bass. My new gear resolution is to not buy loads of gear. Accessories and parts are okay. I went nuts in December though. Nice one. You got to go nuts in December.
Yeah.
Lee says, for those in the UK, the retailer PMT might be heading into trouble. They're closing the Portsmouth branch in a couple of weeks. Yeah, Lee mentioned this to me the other day. Was it Lee or was it you that told me? No, I think it was Lee that mentioned it.
The problem with PMT is that say it was I don't think it was started by them, but Simon and Terry, who owned PMT as the two sole owners, wanted to get out, and it was a management buyout, and then we hit the pandemic. So for bricks and mortar stores, the pandemic was potentially a disaster, but as we all know, it wasn't, because guitar sales went through the roof and etc. because everyone had all this free time and free money on their hands. The problem is now that the bricks and mortar stores are now suffering because the pandemic money's run out, and everyone's gone, actually it's got really expensive to live.
Yeah.
So the bricks and mortar stores are struggling, and PMT have a lot of them.
Yeah. It'd be interesting. I don't even know where the other PMTs are.
Oh, there's a lot up north. There's Sheffield, Leeds, Manchester. There's a lot up north. Birmingham. They used to be they were my stores when I was with Avid.
Oh.
The Salford one was always interesting. I think there's one in Glasgow or Edinburgh. I'm not sure which. Very interesting. Very, very interesting setup. But the management buyout, and that's where they relaunched from being PMT to being Professional Music Technology.
PMT is not exactly it's not the best name for music.
It means something else, doesn't it? Let's face it, on most people's minds. But it's an odd one. I mean, I don't want any stores to go under. I don't want anyone to lose their jobs. But they need to keep up. And unfortunately, most bricks and mortar box shifter stores don't keep up. That's just, it's harsh.
Yeah,
it's harsh, but that's the way it is.
Davros, he says, and I really hope that's Davros's real surname as well, because that's a cool surname. He says, hi, happy new year, guys. Got a Blues Driver Wazza, and yeah, pretty much on the custom setting anytime I use it. I would have thought that would probably be the case.
Yeah.
Shahar says, sorry for the interview type question. How, when, and where do you two meet and start collaborating? Was Invisible Rat bass player involved from the start?
So
Invisible
Paul and
Rat,
I
yeah.
actually met at we actually met for the first time at Red Bull Studios in London Bridge, when you came to an event that I was running with Russ.
Right.
That was when we met. I knew of you before then because you'd done some stuff for the expert sites, as is. But I think 4 or 5 years ago, did we start actually working together as the Studio Rats and have this crazy idea to do this?
I don't know. So that it wasn't that long ago, was it?
It's got to be that long, because I mean I've been here 2.5 years. It's got to be. It's got to be 5.
Interesting. Nah, it hasn't been that long. I don't think it's been that long.
Well, however long it's been a while. So
yeah,
but yeah.
And talking about Dan moved off to Singapore, and I haven't heard from him in ages.
Years.
Yeah.
So probably should take him off the site by now, really.
Possibly.
And you know, we've got tame bass players we can draft in.
Yes.
Or you and I can play, which is always messy.
Yes. Keith says, goof evening folk, a bit late as I've got back from having a cheeky Nando's. Oof. First one in 2 years. I don't think I've ever had Nando's.
Is there any other kind of Nando's other than a cheeky one?
Probably not. Johnny Love Lee, he says that Lee, maybe some bargain sales from PMT. Lee spent all his money.
All his money
in the world. Keith says True Tone is pretty cool store in Santa Monica. Ooh.
Bit of a track from Anaheim, though, isn't it?
Is it? I don't.
Yeah,
my geography of. If you've got £500, what guitar would you get, new or used? I would definitely buy used.
Definitely buy used.
All day long, I would buy a used guitar because you're not going to lose money, or you shouldn't lose money on it. What would you get? 500 quid. 500 quid.
You would probably get, and I'll say this, at the auctions, you'd probably get a very good American Strat for 500 quid.
Really?
Yeah. Because there are so many. Because there are so many.
I would 500 quid. I would probably stick to a major brand. So get a Gibson or a Fender.
You'd certainly get a Les Paul Studio for 500 quid at the auctions.
Really? Les Paul Studio shot up in value. Nice. There we go. Nice. Let us know what you get, mate. Let us know. Johnny Love said Clapton was God until Jimmy landed, lol.
And he also says,
I love Clapton, by the way, yeah. K Sharp says Chelsea Constable, but not actively current. Great female guitar player. Don't know them.
Oh, of course.
Of course. There we go.
Yes.
There we go. Well done, Paul. Larry Basilio is a really good solid Strat player. Yes, she's very, very
She'll
good.
be at NAMM.
Yes, she's very good.
And actually, if I'm allowed, multi-instrumentalists, Tal Wilkenfeld, great guitar player and bass player.
Plays guitar. I didn't know that.
Yeah. She fronts her own band as a guitar player.
Oh, right. Interesting.
It's quite dark material, but it's good.
Who did you ask me if I wanted to go and see while we were in NAMM?
Simon Phillips and Protocol.
Honestly,
I would. You'd end up wanting to slit your wrists and drag me out, but
I said I'd rather chop my left nut off than go and. Michael Vondenhoff got 3 Clapton albums, so can't say I don't like him. I also have Nirvana and Dead Kennedys. There we go. Keith, Larry Basilio for me, favorite female guitarist, killer player. Yes, she's great.
Oh, of course,
unbelievable female shredder, and Israeli like me.
Great player.
I know the name. I can't think. I know her. Samantha Fish is great. Yes, there's another one.
Don't know her.
Yeah. Jennifer Batten with Jeff Beck was brilliant.
Yeah.
Bonnie. Oh, there we go. Bonnie Raitt.
Thank you. Greg would have been in there with that in a heartbeat, wouldn't he?
Yeah. God, I've embarrassed myself by not mentioning any of these players.
Yeah.
Yeah, Larry Basilio. Yeah.
Nice
one, right? Thomas says, I've got my Harley Benton CST24 Purple Burst. Nice guitar for the price. $450 all in Canadian dollars. Nice. I think James is frozen. Unless it's me that's frozen. Still there? Okay. Funky Bass says, I think UAD might update their interfaces at NAMM.
It's about time.
Yeah.
They've got to go to ARM. They've got to.
Yeah, well, maybe that's it. Are they there? Are they at NAMM?
They weren't in a big way last year. In April, they weren't massive, but they had meeting space and they had, they had the normal meet and greet and stuff. But they didn't have the big, $1 million booth.
Right.
If they're launching something big, which to be fair, it's about time that they do.
Yeah.
It's got to be ARM based. It's funny. I discovered that my cousin's wife, whatever that makes her to me, she works for ARM.
Who does?
My cousin's wife works for ARM in the UK. And I was like, I'm going to chew her ear off at every opportunity. At this point, before we go into the news, we are joined by greatness. Mr. Max Hodges has come amongst us. Good evening, sir, and Happy New Year.
Hello, guys. How you doing?
All right, mate.
Subjects of bricks, a couple of subjects very quickly, because I know you've got a lot of news to cover, I'm sure. PMT.
Yeah.
They rebranded again. It's not Professional Music Technology. It's Play Music Today.
No. That's terrible. That's terrible.
Absolutely dire.
Play Music Tomorrow, probably.
So you're right. There are stores all over the place. There's one in Oxford, and there's one in Northampton.
That's right. Yes, there are.
I can't remember some of the others, but they took over quite. I think there's one in Cambridge.
They
took over quite a lot of the old Digital Village stores when Digital Village went tits up. They didn't take them all. Various other people took various other branches, and then various other people went bust or shrunk down again. And fundamentally, the UK market.
Okay, so we've got Birmingham, Bristol, Cambridge, Cardiff, Leeds, Liverpool, Manchester, Newcastle, Northampton, Norwich, Nottingham, Oxford, Portsmouth, and Romford. That is a lot of shops.
It's a reasonable number of shops. There used to be more back in the day.
Southend was the
trade.
Southend was the base, because that's where Simon and Terry used to be based.
Yeah.
How the hell?
The Southend. So Romford was Digital Village.
Yep.
Oxford was PMT for a long time. Before it was PMT, it was ABC. You remember them?
Bloody hell, yeah.
Norwich
was Carlsberg.
Yeah, Carlsberg. That was Carlsberg had one in Hemel Hempstead as well.
Oh, they were terrible.
What did I get from them? I got a Zoom 9050 from them.
Probably the worst music stores in the world. There was always that joke, wasn't there?
Well, quite possibly. But they went. The manager of Hemel Hempstead was a guy called Graham's. What was Graham's last? I can't remember his last name, but he went on to become a rep for Shaw.
You mean Graham Logue?
Yeah, that's it.
Graham Logue. Hey.
Yeah, that's the one. I did his Les Paul once upon a time. But yeah. But that was a quick touch on PMT, just to give you the laugh.
Okay, yeah, go with that. We'll go with that.
Other question, the other couple of things is, I've put it in the chat, but should singers learn their parts, or are they always right?
Should singers learn their parts?
Yeah,
singers should definitely learn their parts.
So I'm with you, Paul. But there seems to be a culture where if the singer cocks up, everybody else changes what they're doing to cover for it. And
that's only the case in bandioki. That's only the case in bandioki, where the person singing has no idea about what's going on in the world because they're normally off their box.
I like to think that, but apparently I'm wrong.
No, I think
when all said and done is you salvage the song no matter what. You get through the song and you get to the end and everyone goes, "Hooray!" They care about the start and the end. They don't care what happens in the middle. But I'm still very much of the opinion that, the person who's going to hold it together is the drummer, no matter what, because that's the job. But if the singer is so utterly convincing, you go with them. If they go now, you play the song as you play it. That's my kind of take on it. Because there are alternative arrangements. Everyone does different arrangements of songs, and when you're thrown together in a scratch band, which, let's face it, 90% of my gigs are these days, you go with the album version, the regular cover band version. But there's always going to be stuff where someone comes in and you go, "Oh, okay, we'll do the chorus now then, shall we?"
Yeah, no, we don't really need to play the third guitar solo. That's
true.
Have either of you two? That's the next question. Having gone from the singers bit, have either of you two into MIDI guitar at all?
Have done in the past.
I've had a bunch of projects sitting in boxes for I don't like to think about how long, and over Christmas I got all enthusiastic and went mad and rebuilt about 3 or 4 guitars, one of which I fitted the GK system to.
MIDI guitar is the work of Satan, as far as I'm concerned.
Well,
when I was at Sibelius, it was the only way I could actually notate from MIDI, because obviously I'm not a keyboard player, and I could.
That's all it's good for, as well as the million other notes that it's going to add.
No, I got really good at it. I got really good at, sort of 5 or 6 demo tracks that I could do. And then Sibelius had its feature to get rid of all the spurious stuff and actually make it into notation, which is one of the best bits of the demo.
I'm sure it's improved.
I've been having a little bit of fun with Logic and the MIDI guitar, but I just thought, hang on a sec. It's the. This is. Where's the? There we go.
Wow.
Again, the work of Satan. Look at that thing.
But
see, that's what it does. It takes a nice guitar and makes it look like that.
Fairly ugly. Yeah, I know. But it's well, it's a very plain guitar. I thought I'd make it interesting.
I had a Brian Moore, which had it all built in, and that was a really nice guitar.
Yeah, the MC1's are really nice. A mate of mine's got a couple of them, and I kind of fancy one, but I've got these. So
he's got some guitars.
I've had a GK in a box, and I've been saying that I've had the GK and the Roland gizmo for plugging it in, that down there.
Yeah.
In a box for a couple of years, and I kind of went, I've got a week off. What shall I do?
Yeah, that's very dangerous. Time's a very dangerous thing. Max, we got to get on because we've got to get through the news.
Guys.
Cheers, Max.
I'll speak to you soon. Ciao.
See you soon.
Cheers, mate. Take care. Bye, mate.
So with that, let's do the news.
Okay, well, can I talk about my new gear first?
Oh, please do. Yes.
Haven't turned up today, and I can do this. I can do this with the camera now, so I can do this.
Oh, look at that!
Actually, it's heavy, but I'll bring it over. Actually, no. Should I bring it over? I'll bring it over. I don't know if I'll be able to. Get the camera. Oh, that's heavy.
Look at that!
Hold on, let me just take it off of me, following me about. There we go. And if I do that. There.
Oh, look at that!
This turned up for review today. It's the Amplified Nation Wonderland Overdrive version 2.
Nice. And that's a Dumble style circuit-y type thing?
It's a Dumble, yeah, it's a Dumble thing. Just the build quality is absolutely bonkers. And it's got its twin rectifier valves as well. Twin rectifier. Okay. So it's all, it's just like, it's an abundance of glass in the back. So yeah, looking forward to trying that out over the next couple of days, and then getting a review done next week if I can.
Nice.
What else? There's something. Can't show that. That's about it. I think that's about it at the moment. Hold on, put this back. Oh, it's heavy. Right.
Okay.
Hold on. Focus. There we go.
Cool. That's. I'm looking forward to hearing that and trying that when I come over to see you.
So should we do the? I'll do the news.
The news.
Yes. It's been a while. Right. First of all,
is that what you're selling?
Is that what I'm selling? There's a guy selling this on Reverb for $75,000.
No, he needs his bumps read.
It's a bit overpriced, isn't it? So it's got, apparently it's all of the Boss. It's the whole collection.
Has he got the box? Has he got the box for all of them?
He's got the boxes, yeah. He's got all the boxes. 75 grand.
No, I'm sorry. It's 50 quid a pedal at most, secondhand.
Well, there'll be some there that are collectible and
Yeah, but sorry, I'd struggle.
It's a lot of money, isn't it? It's a lot of money. I don't.
He'll
think
never sell it for that. Never sell it.
60 grand, £60,000 worth. Okay. Dean have brought out a new guitar.
Okay.
Too pointy and nasty for me. I don't like the headstock. Just don't like it.
The back, it looks lopsided. It looks more top than bottom. And I don't mean, obviously, the cutaway is, but that looks top heavy. It could just be where it's tilted, I suppose. It could. I'm giving them some.
It could be. I think it is. I think it's because it's tilted. Where's the price?
Free.
It's free, apparently. I don't think they've got the price on there. Yeah, I mean, so it's got Fish Influence on it. Yeah, not our sort of thing, but it's there. Right. I thought this was interesting. Did anyone see the Steve Morse Beato interview?
No. When did that happen?
A few days ago.
Okay,
I saw it a few days ago, I should say. So it might be before then.
Yeah.
Yeah, really, really interesting. But apparently he's not doing too well with the old playing. He said the bones don't have any cartilage, so that it's really painful to play. Oh. But you should watch him when he plays. He's got a really unusual. I mean, he's an amazing guitar player, isn't he? Just.
Oh, I love the Dixie Dregs and the Dreg stuff. I think amazing band.
But watch him when he plays fast. It's really interesting. It's the whole arm. He sort of does that, and it's perfect. It's a really unusual technique, but well worth watching because he's, you know, he is absolutely awesome. So we did this the other week.
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
Okay, so we can go over that. Fender have released a couple of monstrosities. They've got a Budweiser Telecaster, and I don't know what that is. Some American. I don't know what that is. Shocking. What is that? Let's have a look.
Is that the short scale length though? Is that the kind of the Justin?
It's a Mustang bass. Yeah.
Yeah. That's quite interesting. I like the idea of that because I like the idea of that bass. That's a short scale length bass.
Yeah, I do as well. But not with Wasted. I don't even know what that brand is. But they've got why have they got Budweiser on the guitar? Wasted Youth Mustang bass. I don't know what's going on. I'm sure someone knows. The other thing is the MXR Joshua Ambient Echo. So it's basically the Edge's sort of ambient tone in a pedal.
Yeah. The Joshua tree being the reference to the name there, presumably.
Yeah. So interesting stuff. There's loads of. There's been a few YouTubers that have done some good reviews worth checking out. Say, what's going on with that though? Is that a control out?
It's for tap tempo.
Oh, okay.
I bet it's an extra pedal that you can aim for.
Yeah. So it'd be like MIDI or something. Okay, great, cool. That's it. Literally, I think everyone's sort of holding on now till NAMM. So,
yeah, that'll make sense.
Yeah.
I don't expect. I doubt there'll be any big announcements. Interesting what people are saying about UA though, because if they're going to do it, UA generally do release at NAMM. Yes. You know, the X series came out at NAMM. The Black series before that came out at NAMM. Luna launched in a big way. So if they're going to do it, you know, they've got to go hard or go home almost. It's surely they've had time to port to ARM.
They normally let off a couple of sort of hints for it though. Normally bear in mind to reduce in price.
Yeah, but bear in mind we would have been told theoretically if that was happening through press channels, and we would have been going, no, they're not doing that, because of course we'd have had to be saying that. But at the moment, we don't know.
I'm not doing that. We have not been told that they are.
Yeah, so interesting. That'll be one to watch, I think.
Yeah. Next one.
Boom. Here we go. Yeah.
Paul says, with you and Sophie Burrell, brilliant player. Wendy Melvoin is a shout too. Oh, I haven't heard Wendy Melvoin.
Nice. Yeah.
I will check her out. Keith White says, have you tried the Aerostage TO? No, haven't tried that. Paul says, change direction. Mr. Ivy, as a pro drummer, is L Estapario. As technically good as people are saying, or is it all tricks? Oh yes, that great drummer. He's awesome, isn't he?
He's amazing, and he is technically amazing. If that's camera tricks, he's the greatest camera trickery person ever. He's now teamed up with Drumeo, who are a well-known drummers channel, drum tuition channel. And those boys don't suffer fools. So I suspect it's for real. Yeah, great player. Doesn't necessarily float my boat musically, but technically off the chart. You know, all the one-handed stuff and the double but bounces and stuff. Amazing player. Technically an amazing player.
Yeah, makes it look effortless as well, doesn't he?
And makes for a good video as well.
Yeah, very good.
I know people who aren't drummers who know him because his videos are cool.
Yes. Yeah. Ned says, I feel the same about St. Vincent. She's cool, but I'm not a fan of her music. I really like Deep Sea Diver. Guitarist and singer Jessica Dobson is great. Latest album, Impossible Weight, is 10 out of 10. Nice one. Cheers for the tip. Cool. Cheers, Ned. Johnny Love, does the fully clad rule applied to any hot babes watching? Oh, matron.
You're Johnny. You're assuming there are any. I mean, any women at all. I mean, I'd even settle for a they them these days. That's very very PC, isn't it? Oh God, I get so confused. When we're going to America in a couple of weeks, mate, we've got a whole other level of confusion.
Let's not get into that. Brian Lee Cooper, would it be possible to check out Rock and Roll Relic? I'd love to, Brian. Funny enough, I got in contact with them. I sent them a message a few weeks ago. Nothing back. Absolutely nothing back. Saying would love to, get your stuff on the channel. Nothing. Not even a sorry, no. Not a sausage. Steve Cassidy says, "Hull rats, Raff and friends." Hi, Steve.
He says hello. Hello. Actually, he actually says hello. But
hello.
Yeah. Yes. Boom. There we go.
The Indian Metalhead said, "Paul, just wanted to say that you create some really cool tones using the Boss Katana." Thank you, mate. Thank you very much. Secret Squirrel.
Secret. Is it supposed to be Secret Squirrel?
I think it is. Good evening, all, and to you, Secret. He said, "The Studio Rats, Jivey, I got an Antelope Orion Studio because of your recommendation and an Apollo X8P. Is it possible to aggregate? I want to track mics from both interfaces simultaneously."
Yes, absolutely. And I've done a video on it for Antelope Audio about aggregating devices. Just go onto their YouTube channel and look for me. And God, I've done thousands for them now. But yeah, I've done. If you're on Mac, which I really hope you are, yes, I've done a video on it, and it's quite straightforward. If you're on PC, good luck. Well, you won't be because you're on Apollo, yeah.
Keith says, "On the subject of new gear, although it's only tenuously music related, I got a new office chair today. Really comfortable and it's foldable arms. So good for guitar. Nice one." Yeah, James and I both use what are these Herman Miller Aarons, and they're a pain for guitar. I've taken the arm off those, but it still bangs on the edge of it.
I've never had a bad back with this chair.
No.
My old chair is there, and that is very comfy, but it isn't as comfy as this.
No.
It was also like a 10th
chair looked weird. Some weird sort of sex swing thing, that old chair.
For God's sake.
He says, "Secret Squirrel, depends on the OS, but you want to link the units with a word clock."
Yes, that is true, but that's all covered in my video. Promise.
There might not be word clock on. You might better do it through.
There is word clock on. There's word clock on the XA, and there is word clock on the Antelope.
Is there? Oh, okay.
Yeah. But technically, you don't need to do it through external clock. You can do it through internal clocking because Apollo uses their star quad clocking thing, and Antelope can be the master. It's all very clever, but you can do it that way, and both work.
There we go. And again, Windows. Next one.
Yeah.
Secret Squirrel. He says, "Thanks."
OS X. Thanks for that.
They're all amongst themselves. It's all good.
Yep. Yeah, let's go there.
Bertrand, he says, "Cool, interesting exchanges. Cheers from Quebec and to you, Bertrand. Cheers, mate." He says, as an aside, the new Pipewire framework for Linux also supports multiple devices. That's even still about.
Yeah, Linux still exists. People love it, but you've got to be into it, and it's not something for those just to dabble in.
No, definitely not. Does the Studio Rats monitor this chat for questions as well?
Yes. We do.
Yes, we go through all the questions.
There's no third party. It's me and Paul. That's it.
Yes.
So that's what takes a while.
Mark's Gas says, "Happy New Year," and to you, mate. Windows.
Talking about Windows 11. Oh my God.
Happy evening all, and Happy New Gear year.
Yeah.
And to you, mate. Shahar says, "Paul, I know that you're averse to shredding, but do you ever incorporate any sweeping in your playing?" I used to do all sort of sweep picking stuff, and funny enough, this new track that I've got to do that I'm doing for this new product that's coming out. There's a bit of shredding in that, a little bit, and No, so there's something that I should be sweeping in it. There's an arpeggio thing that I should be sweeping, and I can't sweep fast. I can't sweep as fast as I can alternate pick, and so I sort of do this weird half sweep, half alternate thing. It's a bit weird.
Nice.
Probably not good. Probably not good.
It's funny actually. You're talking about that. My first track of the year for a client was a full-on 8-minute metal double kick romp thing with loads of clever time signatures and difficult stuff. And I was like, bloody hell! First job in, and I'm covered in calluses and blisters and all sorts.
Nice.
Not really.
Paul says, sorry for derailing. I love what you're doing. I started on my YouTube channel a few weeks ago. Fractal guitar stuff, demos, etc. You helped me motivate me to start. In any case, thanks for having me on anytime, Paul. You're welcome on anytime.
Absolutely.
And you didn't derail at all, mate. It was all good. Dave Pavo says, Simon says, everyone press the like button now. Cheers, Dave. Well, yeah, it really does help. Yeah, click on the old like button. If we get 81 likes now, that'll be amazing. So we've got 81 people watching at the moment. That'll be fantastic. Dan T says, thanks, gents. I'll have another go reinstalling the Boss Contender driver. It's Windows OS. Not a Mac.
It's the same problem. It's the same thing.
Yeah. Okay. Max says, so do we think singers always right, or should we? Yeah.
Yeah.
I even had a singer in the studio once, who I sent the demo vocal to. She turned up. She had it a week before. She turned up. I hadn't even listened to it. I was pissed off.
There's only one part of the band that are worse than singers. We're right. No, we're right. We've got it written down. Brass players. Moving on.
Bertrand says, what's the big deal with the Klon Centaur drive? It doesn't sound any better than a humble Marshall jackhammer or a blues driver to my ears, and yet its price tag is almost obscene. Well, it depends what you do. It's so. I mean, you don't have to get a Centaur. I mean, you know, there's plenty of copies and stuff. But yes, the Centaur is very expensive. It is quite interesting. James and I played through one a couple of times, and I really liked it, and I preferred it to even the copies that I've got. And then CKK pedals, the SHXC is pretty much as close as you're going to get. So if you want a Klon, go and get one of those. It's really good.
Interesting that you've mentioned that Marshall jackhammer, because I picked one up at the auctions. I mean, a couple of years ago, and I really like it. I mean, it's the Mark II Marshall pedals, the little tank things, and I really like it. It's one of those pedals you go, I shouldn't like this, but I really like it. It's got some cool features. So yeah,
nice. Secret Squirrely says, the studio rat says, anyone have a Behringer BCF 2000 fader surface working on Apple Silicon? So I'm learning a lot. As I'm learning, I've got physical faders, but I seem to be having an issue on newer Mac. Must be a solution. Is that an old unit?
It is an older unit, and it's probably going to be driver based.
Yeah.
But Behringer's support, although we slate the company quite often for their innovation.
He'll sue us. You know what he's like.
Well, and we slate them for that as well. But their support and their driver updates are normally pretty good. So that might be one for them directly. And they have got a technical team. They have got a support team the size of a small country. So, they'll get back to you.
David Brose says, hello, guys. Happy New Year. Here's my clean tone.
Nice.
Hi, David. Happy New Year to you, mate. Curtis says, Bertram, if we could all figure this out, we'd be rich by spotting the next Klon before it takes off. Absolutely.
I think the only person who can spot the next thing before it takes off is Josh Smith, because he's the one who starts it.
Exactly, yeah. He has a bad monkey, Keith.
Yeah, Keith, I kind of got my point there, I think.
Hopefully Keith didn't buy it after the video.
Yeah.
Jerome, he says, hi guys, I have a Boss GX100 and use it with my EVH5150 through 4 cable method. Not all venues want a roaring EVH, so I need to go direct with the GX100. The thing is, I'm not convinced of the amp. Yeah, just go in it. I wouldn't even bother if you've got to. If you don't like the amp, just go direct and just monitor through a monitor.
Cool. I'm gonna get through another couple, but we've been joined by greatness. Everyone's coming in. It's the first show of the year.
Precious, please don't spank him. I heard they can get a bit touchy.
That bad monkey. It's the bad monkey.
Bertrand says, I heard Steve Lukather being nostalgic about the days of the great studio era ending. Personally, I think home studio days are one of the best things that ever happened for creative artists. Agree? Yes, I completely agree. I completely agree, but there's not the filter, is there anymore? There's not the filter where, and there was some crap in the 80s as well, but
it used to be though that someone with money used to have to believe in you and your project. These days you can just put your music out there, and the crap filter is the comments next to your work on YouTube or whatever. And unfortunately there's a lot of crap out there. There's always been a lot of crap out there because there's always been people with money prepared to support somebody, but the filter isn't there anymore. Let's bring him on all the way from.
Can I just say before you bring Vinny up, we've got 20. We've got 19 minutes. We've got a lot to get through, so let's power through.
There's
Vinny. Bring
there he is,
the man.
Hey, what's up,
mate?
guys? How you guys doing? Right,
mate.
All good, mate. Happy New Year to you.
I don't think that's right for you. I don't think that's right for you. I'm happy to take that off your hands. I just don't think it's right for you.
I won't take a lot of time. I just had to show you this, so.
Mate.
Oh, look at that,
mate! It's not right. That's not right for you. But I'll gladly take it.
I'll tell you what. One of the best guitars I've ever owned, hands down. Best
that looks
playing, best sounding. And if you would have told me 10 years ago that I'd be playing a sparkly champagne-colored Telecaster, I would have laughed in your face. So I'm super excited about it.
It looks awesome. It looks absolutely awesome. What's the spec? What's the model?
So it is a 61 custom shop. In a, I think they call it faded champagne sparkle, and I think that's why I like it, because it's got the sparkle in it, but it doesn't have like the super high end gloss that kind of cut it down a bit, so it doesn't look so glammy, I guess.
Yeah.
It's got a 60s style neck on it, so it's not super thick, but it's not. It feels really comfortable, to be quite honest with you. These have 6105, so I was right about the custom shop Strat. I knew those weren't 6105s in that guitar because they were thick like the ones that are in your black custom shop. So I was like, those can't be 6105. These are proper 6105s. They're not bad. They're really rounded off real nice. It's got a super dark rosewood board.
Lovely.
It almost looks ebony, but you could tell by the pores in it that it's definitely rosewood even in the build sheet. It has a twisted telly in the neck.
Nice.
And it has a hand wound Blackguard telly bridge pickup in it.
Oh, nice.
Which I've never played before, so I didn't know what I was getting. So it sounds fantastic. It is really off the chain. The whole guitar it stays in tune. It's just really, really good, And I've had a bunch of people make comments, about like, oh, you paid way too much money. You should have bought a Mexican telly, all this stuff. But I could, and there's nothing wrong with a Mexican telly. There's some really good ones out there, but you cannot compare apples to oranges. I mean, just the fretwork alone on here and the way the fret edges are done. There's no comparison. I mean, and I've owned it all. I owned it from Squire all the way up to custom shop. I know the differences,
No, mate, definitely. There's no comparison. That looks, and that's amazing. That guitar, that's lovely, isn't it?
It's hard to see.
Hopefully you're going to get bored. Hopefully you'll get bored with it in the next couple of weeks, and you'll bring it to NAMM and just go, do you know what? I'm not into this anymore.
You know what? I told my wife I had an emotional experience playing this thing. I plugged it in. I didn't think it was going to be good. It was really kind of in a shambles when I got it. and the fretboard looked terrible. It was dry, you know, whatever. And then I did the whole workup real quick because I don't want to take up too much of you guys' time. But I did the whole thing. I set it all up. I did all the adjustments I needed to do, truss rods, saddles, everything. Got it playing decent on the bench. And it wasn't until I got it in here and plugged it into the magnetone, and I was floored. I played this thing for a good almost, I think, 3 hours nonstop. And I told my wife, I'm like, you know, this is like when I met her. Like, my wife ticks off all the boxes. If I had to build, remember that old movie Weird Science where they make the chick in their garage in the 80s? Like, if I had to make my wife, like, she checks all the boxes, like, you know, thank God. And the same thing with this guitar. This guitar, I was playing it, I'm like, I've never had that experience, you know, playing a guitar before, that I'm like, wow, this could be the guitar. Because I never keep anything. I sell everything, always. You know, this is unbelievable. And I've owned many custom shop Tellys, but this one is it's just on point, man. It weighs
when
7
you
pounds.
find that guitar, that's the one, isn't it? You find it.
Yeah. I wish I would lived over by where NAMM is, because I would bring my Rock and Roll Relics guitar so you could play it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm loving it still. I'm on the fence about the pickups, kind of like you are with the Nick Huber, you know, and I think I might change those out. But I think I'll wait till after NAMM to do that project.
Well, I've got a couple of pickups that have been swapped out on mine on Friday, so I'll let you know what they're like. And
yeah, and you're not wrong in your analysis, because I felt the same way about that I had. I just never got on with the pickups, and I didn't want to wrench on it. You know what I mean? So I just got rid of it.
It's funny, isn't it? It's funny what I've had so many comments on that video where people are saying exactly the same thing. They've had one and they hate the pickups. The guitars are great, and it's just think, why is he still putting those pickups in it?
I don't. He must have a deal with that guy or whatever, but that makes them. But you know, over here in the States, I don't know how it is over in England, but over here, like, let's say I take those pickups out, because I've changed hundreds of pickups for people and done all that work. If I do that to that Nick Huber, and I go to sell it, and somebody's like, "Oh, it doesn't have the original pickups in it. I don't want it." It's a hard sell. It's hard to get rid of. So I had to just come to the deal, like, either I wrench on it and then keep it, or I just cut my losses and move on and try to find something else. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Probably the right thing.
Well, we will see you at NAMM, sir.
Good deal. I'll give you guys a buzz when I get there.
Nice
one. And there'll be a jar or two sunk, I suspect.
Nice.
All right, guys, you take it easy.
Cheers,
take care, man.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Right, let's steam through.
Power on through.
Jay Wright, yes, that's a nice guitar though, isn't it? That Telly looks
lovely.
Jay Wright says, yes, home studios are great for the pros and the up and comers.
Definitely.
Jerome says, hi guys. Yeah, we've done that. Yeah,
we have. Yeah.
Aaron says, you have a small booth. I would love an updated twin that would run on as Mac with bypassing the system security, without bypassing the system security.
Yeah, I'm not sure it's enough of an issue to me, to be honest. It's all to do with whether the company pay Apple an exorbitant amount of money to get the security certificate. That's all it is, Aaron. It's not a big deal, to my knowledge.
Yeah. Curtis says, I put a single Van Zandt humbucker in the bridge of my Yamaha RG112. God, remember them?
Lovely.
Volume only. This sounds great. Thank you for encouraging me to try a single pickup guitar. Nice one, mate. Nice. Aaron says, used to shop at Digital Village in Acton. Spent a lot more now that I shop at Sweetwater online.
Yeah.
Aaron also says, I used to love going to Cook's Music in Norwich.
Oh my God, yeah.
There's a guy called Sean. He was awesome.
Yeah, used to go there a lot.
Chicago Timmer. Hello, Tim. He says, Happy New Year. And to you, mate. Max is maxed out. Max is definitely maxed out. He's maxed out in the Ibanez's. Z80 lurking in the distance. Oh, is that the Dr. Z?
Yeah.
Z80, I guess, Brad's.
Yes.
I'd probably go put a Z instead of a Z.
Yeah.
Tim says, I'm also thinking about replacing my old original Pod Bean with the new Boss IR2. Anyone suggest budget chorus and delay pedals?
Budget chorus and delay, I would go for the TC.
Both got one of those. They're really good.
Yeah.
What are they called?
Well, there's the Corona Chorus,
No, what's the one we've got?
Oh, the Dreamscape, the Petrucci one.
No, the chorus.
Oh, the gold one, the new one.
Yes.
The new vintage one. Hang on. What else? It's the stereo chorus pitch modular PMF. That one. Yeah,
that's the one.
That's the one.
Really,
amazing.
Really,
yes,
that's really good. And the DD3, you can't go wrong with that. Great interview. Cheers, cheers, Tim. He can still shred even with his pain. Yeah, it's really unusual technique. He's got this sort of locked arm thing, but he's flawless. Shahar says, almost cried watching the Steve Morse interview. He was and still is one of my favourite guitarists. His classical side is amazing as well. Yeah, he's absolutely gifted. For budget chorus pedal, the Tone City Slays. Cheers, Curtis. Johnny Love, I think Steve Morse said he took the option of fusing the bones in his wrist to ease his pain. Hence, he now pivots at the elbow. Ah, that's interesting. Wow. Keith says Morse is the master of the right-hand vibrato. Yes. Tim says, thanks, Curtis. We'll check out a few vids. Makes that left hand. Make that left hand.
Yeah.
Curtis says, I'm trying to work out that right-hand vibrato in my head. Matt from Distant Sunny says, Happy New Year, everyone, and to you, Matt. Only just made it in dad duty tonight. All the best for 2024, and to you, Matt.
Thank you, mate.
Secret Squirrel says, it is Secret Squirrel. Well done, Mr. Ivy. Squirrel, it's Squirrel, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's Secret Squirrel, isn't it? Because it's...
Steve Cassidy said, Toc ages looking for the right chair for guitar. I found the Drafter's chair to be ideal. Not a brand, it's a type. Movable arms and footrest. There we go.
Yep.
He says, I have a Herman Miller Aeron in my current chair is a mirror. The new chair is a Hinumi H1 Pro and I prefer it. There we go.
Nice.
Expensive business chairs.
Yeah, really.
Phil says, especially on a Mac, if you have difficulty in loading bus software, probably due to incorrect release, it is important to fully delete all previous installed downloads for trying a new correct version.
That is very true.
Yeah. And I tend to find that just keep loading in the driver and it does eventually go.
There is an element of
Wendy Melvoin was with the Revolution, and I think it's Wendy, as in like Wendy and Lisa.
Yes,
cool.
I guess
Perfect. The Purple Rain riff. Upgraded my SE for silver Sky Core. It's brilliant, nice one. But it's also pink. Trying to get my head around it. I know the pink ones. I think they're cool.
But this is a man who owned a pink drum kit, and you owned a pink telly. So
I had lots of pink. I've got one of my most expensive guitar is pink.
Yeah, I love that guitar.
It's a good guitar. Phil says just paid £99 for a new Nux Queen of drives. Has their clone blues driver in one box. Sounds good. Oh, nice. Phil says, Keith says, excuse me, Phil, the Nux stuff is surprisingly good. I've got a Nux MP3 recently and it's pretty damn good. Nice. IC3 Angles. Hi, guys. Do you still use the Kemper or
Ice Angel?
Ice Angel. Thanks. I have the FM9, but thinking about switching to Kemper. Wow. I think you'll regret that. I think you regret that. What I would do, I would go and get the player and plug it into your FM9. So I've sold everything. I've sold my Fractal and I haven't got a Kemper or a Fractal anymore.
I'm tempted to get an FM9.
FM9. Yeah, you don't want an FM9. It's floor based. Just get a rack. Get the rack.
Yeah. But it's money. The money. The FM9's less money than the rack.
Oh, only just. You can get secondhand XFS3. They'll be coming out with the X4 soon. Tim says, "Thank you for your value your advice, gentlemen." Cheers, Tim. Mississippi Blues evening, guys. New guitar day. I had to satisfy my curiosity. Got a Chinese heavy relic Fender custom shop strap, and just as expected, load of crap. Good morning platform though. Yeah. It's a shame, isn't it? Probably, yeah. I tend to stick away from that sort of stuff. Johnny Love, cheers. All like you on the way outy. Cheers, Johnny. Yeah, give us a like, guys. It does help. It really does help. Andy Maven says, cheers for missing my post, chaps. Happy New Year. What post?
Well, I'll scroll back through quickly. I wouldn't want to miss anybody's.
Passive aggressive though.
Yeah, it was a bit, wasn't it?
Yeah, we don't do this on purpose, Andy. No one would. There is no missing of posts on purpose. It's just an honest mistake. Anything?
I can't see anything yet.
Well, I tell you what, you find. Shall I go down to the next question and then you see if you can find Andy's comment? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Shahar says, "Can't believe you ditched the Axe Effects. My favorite piece of gear by far." Oh no, it's great. It's really good. I just wasn't using it in the studio, and it hadn't got switched on for months. So for me, if it's not getting used, I get rid of it.
Right. Sorry, Andy. I haven't seen hide nor hair of your comment, so I'm very sorry it hasn't come through. If you want to send it again, we'll get to it. If not, then don't.
Yeah, but post it again, and we'll do it. But yeah.
But be quick because we're about to sign off.
Yeah, be very quick. So we just talk. We'll talk for another sort of 3 or 4 minutes. Just I can't.
Johnny can't see it either, so I don't think it's there. Sorry, Andy. Yeah,
there is no comment. Passive aggressive stuff.
We're trying to say. So next week we'll be back in the same bat time, same bat channel as usual. I need to speak to Paul because I might go and come over and see you next week.
Okay.
Depending on what we're doing, because we've got plenty of stuff to get through, new gear to talk about and stuff. We will also be sort of carrying on our NAMM planning, which we'll let you know about. If you are planning to come to the show, yes, it'd be great to hook up for a beer or 2 or 5 or several, and absolutely. Stuff like that.
Yeah, it'd be nice actually. It'd be nice to do a bit of a Studiorettes session down the old pub.
Yeah, but maybe do a coffee one morning and then do a follow up with an evening.
Yeah, we'll go out for din-dins.
Yes. Last one in from Ice Angel.
Yeah, makes sense. I already thought about the player. I'm struggling to find the tones. I search. I think with the Kemper it's easier. Yeah. I think you'll miss the Axe Effect stuff is really good. The interaction's really good between the guitar and the unit. Way better than the Kemper. But I mean, what I would do, I wouldn't bother with. I would keep the Axe Effects and go and get a Tone X pedal. Is what I would do. The response between the Tone X is really good. So you can use all your captures and stuff, and then go and use the effects from the Axe Effects, which are second to none. That's what I would do. Yeah.
Last 3.
Tim says later. Love you guys. Cheers, Tim. Maybe see that Axe Effects 4 at NAMM. Yes.
Possible.
I mean, the Axe Effects is brilliant.
Yeah.
The Studiorettes Ferrofish A32 Pro or the Orion 32 Gen 4 for my new converters.
I would say Orion 32 Gen 4 just because the software interface is better and more flexible. And converters these days are incredible. They're all incredible.
Is this it's an Antelope Orion?
Yeah.
So the software interface is better. That's one of the really. How hard is that? How hard is the Ferrofish to use then?
Really, really, really hard.
God, wow.
Yeah. So there you go. Thank you, everyone. We will see you next week for more of this guff. I suspect Andy won't be joining us, but we will see you next week for more of the same. Carry on doing what you're doing and enjoy getting back to work and enjoy, as Michael Bublé once said, Mum and Dad can hardly wait for school to start again. And with that, we'll see you next week. Night, everyone.
Good night.